You're listening to this episode on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. Hit that subscribe button and leave us a comment. It would greatly benefit the show. Hello and welcome back to Movie Beaters with Farx brothers. I'm Kirk.
Yeah, I'm Kyle.
And we're joined
preposition MovieManT.
Hello.
Do you like to be thought of as MMT, MovieManT, or is
I never thought of an acronym before.
Okay, cool. You don't have to, but if you wanted to,
Something to think about, yeah.
it's something to think about. I thought it was a fresh idea to bring Mrs. Farx in to keep us from spoiling the movie.
I think we did a pretty good job.
She was genuinely still interested in seeing it when I saw her in between episodes. Or segments, excuse me. We're on the same episode of Eddington.
Yes,
Spoilers.
spoilers.
We're Upper Midwest filmmakers. MovieManT is mutual friends of mine through a band, so he counts.
Oh, what band?
I was seeing them tonight. That's why I'm wearing a band. It says it's a pink Surly bracelet on my wrist. I was seeing Sunflower Fox and the band I wedding DJ with is Shirts and Skins, and the leader of that band and several of its members have started a new original band, since we're a cover band that mostly does weddings and bars and festivals. Their new band is called Sunflower Fox and the Chicken Leg.
That's a long band title.
They are Sunflower Fox and the Chicken Leg. They have an album coming out. They will be on the Green streaming app.
Are they paying for this ad?
They're friends of mine and have employed me as a wedding DJ for over a decade. So I'm willing to talk about. They're like brothers to me, like how you and I are brothers.
Yeah. It's very nice of you.
Yeah, it's a family shameless plug.
It's a shameless family plug. We're going to get that guy from The Bear in here. Get it? Because he was on Shameless, the American remake.
On
Showtime.
I didn't think it was a British show.
It was a British show first.
Yeah, I didn't think it was.
MovieManT knew that, and he's a movie man. Did you know that? He nodded for the...
So was The Office.
Yeah, I know The Office had a UK version.
Man, we are killing it. Where do you want to start with our spoiler bait? Is it enough of a satire for you, Mr.?
It's not satire. I wouldn't call it a satire at all.
It mocks both sides.
Does it?
Yes.
I think only one side gets gravely injured and he still becomes mayor.
Okay, so you want to talk about the twist of him going full psycho and killing everyone?
Yeah.
And that's not cool. Obviously, that's not cool. And the people that do that are more often on one side than the other. I'm not going to debate that.
Well, did he go psycho or was he trying to make himself look good?
He snapped after the dinner party.
When
he gets slapped by Pedro. He snaps.
Yeah.
After his wife disagrees with his epistemology of...
I guess that's what kind of starts it, yeah.
Because he tries to use Matu in his own... What?
That was wild. See, that's another thing that kind of came and went. That's the third thing, too. Like, there was a Me Too moment in there, and then they immediately just said, no, let's not do that.
Wait, is it kind of like how Matu came and went, and we're like, hey, let's not do that. Let's go into global pandemic. What?
It didn't come and go that fast. Like, literally the next day, she says, my husband is lying. Don't listen to my husband.
The COVID era that we were in and probably have not processed yet would be an argument that the writer-director Ari Aster has made, which I'd like to debate. Do you think we've processed COVID yet 5 years out?
No, I don't think so.
From when this movie is taking place, you don't think we fully... and the Young Mr. Lincoln movie that came out in 1939 or something like that.
Mr. Lincoln movie?
That's the movie that's showing at the end of this movie.
Oh, okay.
Young Mr. Lincoln Goes to Washington or something like that. That's coming out 80 years after the Civil War. And they didn't have movies in the same way in the Civil War, so that's like a new technology reflecting on a somewhat controversial president, shall we say. Because there were people that were probably who were born on, one side of the line. And, then you have a movie out that's like, here's why that president who did that.
Yeah, but I don't understand what the correlation is.
That this movie is taking place in recent history. do you think that as a satire of recent history, written from a place of fear, that it could be viewed through that lens as a fever dream of a satire based on still not processing 5 years ago?
I don't know if satire is the right word.
Okay.
Because would you consider this a satire?
Yeah.
MovieManT, yeah? Uh-huh.
Why would you consider it satire?
Because he takes real events and cranks them to 11.
What happened? What was up to 11 in this that wasn't like normal? I guess maybe the shooting, but that's not abnormal. He shot like the person with their hand on the gold world on the private plane, who then had the, I guess one could call them crisis actors that shoots him at the end. Because like clearly it's not Antifa. No. It's the people who are standing to profit off of the data center. And that's the funny thing, is that we should have said the log line of the movie to Mrs. Farx, which is, it is about a town that is thinking about building a data center.
And that's what I'm saying. That is the main plot. Everything else is circling around that plot. That's what I was trying to say.
That the movie, okay, say it from your point of view.
So essentially, the data center is the plot of the movie. The company wants to build a data center in a small town. Well, while they're trying to do that, a gazillion things are happening. And they're trying to profit off that to make it happen.
What's happening other than the election?
You have the election, the protests, the George Floyd incident.
Murder. It was adjudicated to be a murder, which in the time frame of the movie they don't know, but they get very heated about. Was she 18? Let's talk about that. Young protest, because Joaquin asks the black cop. What was his name?
Michael.
Okay, so it's Joe, Michael, and Ted is Joaquin.
No, Joe is Joaquin. Ted is Pedro.
Yeah.
Ted is Pedro. Oh,
and the other cop is Guy. It's Guy and Michael.
There's Guy and Michael. Because every time you get a call from Guy, I was like, who is Guy? and then it's like, who is that guy? The white cop. Mm-hmm. Like, I would have just called him White Cop up until, so Guy is White Cop. And like, you're telling me that's not satire, Kirkland?
No, that's satire.
That's clearly satire. He's writing that from a place it's too clever for its own good not to be intended.
No, I wouldn't call that part of being satire.
No.
It's just a name. Like, why did he name the black guy White? I mean, that would have been more satirical, don't you think?
Why didn't he? You're rewriting the movie with why didn't he name Michael?
Yeah, Michael.
The guy's name is Michael, MovieManT?
Yeah, the other
why
deputy.
did he name Michael White?
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't that be more satirical?
No.
Yeah, I think that would have worked.
What are you satirizing by calling a black man white?
I don't know.
Okay.
That was a great joke.
When Joe asks Michael, is she 18? He says yes. Do you think he believes she's 18? Because that bothered me. And that he was also a crypto bro was like, they were not painting him in the best light. But at the same time, men of a certain age, era, and whatever don't have all of the best options open to them.
Okay.
And so, even though he's a police officer, he gets to carry a gun around his town. He's trying to get rich off of crypto. Sounds like an average. How old do we think he is? 25, 26?
Probably 26.
Michael?
Maybe early 30s even.
The actor's probably early 30s,
yeah.
But how old is the character Michael? How old are Guy and Michael supposed to be?
I'd say Guy's probably late 20s. Michael's probably younger.
Okay, cool. And Joe is 50s? Like what Joaquin Phoenix is?
Maybe.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, mid-50s.
And he's still trying to have a baby with his wife that's in her late 30s?
I don't know.
Maybe he's playing late 40s and she's late 30s. There's no way. Emma Stone is not 40, but she might be trying to play above her age. How would you explain their age difference? Which easily
I don't think
pivots.
it's that big of a deal in the movie.
Well, it's a big deal to me whether or not we are supposed to think that Michael may or may not have committed statutory rape, since the movie also dances around conspiracy theories related to, a global network of pedophiles who are trying to constantly take down the little guy, or whatever.
Yeah, but I feel like they didn't explore that enough between Michael and the girl, so I didn't even believe that they had an actual relationship.
They had a situationship for sure.
Yeah.
It didn't seem that they, according to Michael, had done anything physical. And it seemed from the way the girl described it that it was emotional. MovieManT, do you care to comment on this sensitive topic?
I was trying to figure out what their situationship was, because I knew they knew each other. They made that clear as day, but I just didn't know how they knew each other, because I don't think they really explain it, do they?
She knows him well enough to say, hey, Michael, you, as a black man, are more than a cop. Therefore, you should be protesting with us, which is why I think one can easily look at the movie and go, oh, it's mocking the, activist college students. And here's my argument for why it's okay to make fun of them is that, the millennial, we're into the zillennial college students now. We're not millennials. And the millennials went into the corporate world and I would argue took some things too far. And now there is a regression, there is a swing in the opposite direction from the zillennial generation. That is an argument I've heard.
I don't have any thoughts on that, though.
You have no thoughts?
No.
Do you think zillennials are more right-wing than the left-wing millennials who are in college?
Yeah, I think they're more, just because, I don't know, maybe the right appear more appealing. What's the right word? They target the younger people a lot more, and they make it sound like they care a lot about them more than the left does.
Because the dude that wants to doink the girl is clearly under 18, so that's why I'm confused on activist, maybe college girls deal. But then he goes hard right-wing. He basically becomes a Kyle Rittenhouse after shooting the guy
I was waiting for that.
You were waiting for him to become a Kyle Rittenhouse?
No, waiting for you to bring that up.
Well, I mean, he's a Kyle Rittenhouse. He's a namesake Rittenhouse, and I don't appreciate that, Rittenhouse became the national incident that it was, nor do I appreciate the way he reacted to his national profile. If you want to argue in the other direction, that's fine.
No.
Make your money, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a complicated issue.
It was a direct hit. Is that why you feel? So argue your why it wasn't balanced points now that you're unrestricted.
Well, it's a lot more right-leaning stuff. I mean, look at Joe, how he uses guns all the time, and he's,
He doesn't use guns all the time. That's not a fair argument because we see him in the beginning of the movie being called in to do a helpful thing for Ted, Pedro Pascal. He comes in and says, we got to deal with this homeless. And it's like, the right and the left, neither has solved the homeless problem, which has gotten worse in the richest country known to modern time. So how do you explain that one? And Ted's answer to it is call the police. And Joe's answer to it is, I'm the police. I'm going to try to wrestle this guy out of here since he's breaking and entering by coming in when he's not supposed to be in there. That's breaking and entering. And then it's like, cops got to do physical stuff sometimes, and that sucks. But we have them handling too many things, like mental health, homelessness. And so it's not Joe's fault that he's in a situation that is bigger than him. Now, he handles it arguably in a bad way by wrestling the guy.
But he's handling it in the way he knows best, essentially.
Okay. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think his training he was probably taught that. Yeah, just go in rough. You gotta subdue the suspect.
How would you stop somebody that goes into someone's house when they're not supposed to? Like, okay, two old ladies who are sisters live together in a 2-bedroom house in Minneapolis, and a ex-lover of one of them tries to break in and is successful. They call the cops. What is the cop going to do? Not something physical?
No.
Would you want them to wrestle them out or shoot them?
I'm not.
And you would want a cop to be able to respond to that situation, I'm assuming, correct?
But I'm not arguing what Joe did was wrong. I think he had the right approach.
Was Ted wrong to call Joe?
No.
You don't think so?
No. Why would Ted be wrong in calling Joe?
Because he could have just let the guy knock outside his door all night and ignored him, but he was having the
council meeting, yeah.
The hey, we're gonna break the rules, like the British Prime Minister with the funny hair, or the governor of California did at the French Meadow, the place that the bear worked
but
at.
it's your job. I mean, people are gonna call you. You have to do your job.
Well, but we see him in the scene arguing for the data center. So he's arguing for the thing that is hurting everyone. We all agree that even though the modern convenience of technology has mostly made our lives better, easier, whatever, it is also hurting us now. We've reached kind of a zenith point where now we're on the downward cycle, where now it's hurting us because of social media expanding the ills of the entire country to Eddington, and then Eddington's ills being broadcasted back to the entire country. That's why I think this movie is great. I enjoyed it a lot. I didn't, in the moment I saw it, I said it was 15 minutes too long. I want to watch it again and try to decide what I would cut out. I think Superman was great too. I think there's been a lot of great movies this year, and I loved the movies, and I'm sorry that you didn't love it, Kirk.
Well, I don't have to love every movie I see.
You're not that kind of slut.
No.
It's a Western.
It's not.
There's shoot-'em-ups.
Sure,
It's
that's
like a Western
fair.
video game.
Well, maybe I have to look up the definition of Western.
Okay, look up the definition of Western, and I will argue again with MovieManT. Should Ari stick to horror?
No, I kind of like him jumping around.
What genre should he jump to next? And I'll tell you why you're wrong. Period mystery. Musical.
No,
You
I
gotta
could see him tackling action after that ending.
He said he likes doing action and wanted to do action, and he enjoyed that. I've also heard Vince Gilligan, who worked on Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, say, I don't love action because every time I see a bullet go off on screen, I know that was 5 minutes of a meeting. At least 5 minutes, and then that 5 minutes was repeated probably 5 to 10 times before it was done. From script to screen, 5 meetings, 5 minutes each meeting.
Okay, I looked up the definition. Western genre, themes, conflict between civilization and the wilderness, law and order versus lawlessness. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of that in the movie. Cowboys, gunslingers, sheriffs, outlaws, Native Americans, settlers. Okay, yeah, it sounds like a Western.
Why did you hate Beau's Afraid so much?
Because it's just one long dick joke. I don't think it was interesting either. Because I feel like he's Beau is a unreliable narrator. And I feel like it didn't really go anywhere. And then it just ends and his dad is a dick. Like, what the hell is that?
Literally.
Yeah.
Like literally just a big penis?
Yeah. What was that?
When I was at the show earlier, cock push-ups in a power slide. Again, for Sunflower Fox and the chicken leg. When
Yeah.
I was at the cock push-ups in a power slide. I wish I could remember more.
Why do
lines
you
from
like
the Pick
Beau
of
is
Destiny.
Afraid?
Excuse me?
Why do you like Beau is Afraid?
I'm going to finish a story about cock push-ups in a power slide
Alright.
from Pick of Destiny, because Mrs. Farx said at the concert we were at for Sunflower Fox and the chicken leg that she was glad she had seen Pick of Destiny before she saw the band I do weddings with's original band play their classic rock music. I enjoyed its sense of surrealism. I understood what it was trying to do. I watched it in IMAX with you, Kirkland Farx, my brother, and being stuck there while it was purposefully trying to unnerve me,
Yeah.
and being successful in it. And it's like when a horror movie tries to scare me and it's being successful at it. I have glee and happiness towards that. So everyone else is going, it's like people on a roller coaster are like, and I'm like, and so when it's doing the thing it's supposed to be doing, which is unnerving me in its surrealist comedy, just him having to leave his apartment and having the paranoia over leaving his apartment. I have felt such a stupid thing from modern living. Modernity has made me a weaker man in some ways because, what is it? Hard men make good times make soft men men make bad times, and then bad times make the good men again. Or the hard men who make the good times, excuse me. That's why I like Beau is Afraid.
Yeah.
Do you accept that argument?
I accept it, but I don't think I didn't see it like that though. I felt like as absurd as it was, it never went anywhere, and like the big dick monster at the end was way too much. It was way too much.
Do you like the shit monster in Dogma?
I haven't seen Dogma.
Fuck you.
All right.
Do you agree the shit monster and the dick in Beau is Afraid are similar? MovieManT?
I could see that.
Hell yeah. Suck it, brother. Suck that shit monster dick.
Wow, this is unhinged. All right, back to Eddington.
When he has the face-off with him outside of the cop shop, and they just talk at each other on the street, I hated Pedro Pascal, who
Why?
I love, Ted, because he was so corporate, like, hey, I'd like to talk about this. Let me tell you why your numbers are bad, and you can't come over and take over my office. And I can appreciate the way it was played by Pedro, and I like that he played a bad guy. He's played two losers in two interesting movies that my wife would want to watch.
You would call him a loser in this one?
Well, I've spoiled Materialists now. But, and if you're listening to spoilers of Eddington, I'm sorry, but also when you watch that movie, you'll get it. Before that happens, I would call the guy who gets shot through the chest and then his son murdered short seconds after him by his political rival. Yes, I would call him losing something.
Yeah, but I wouldn't call him a loser.
Thoughts, MovieManT?
No, he definitely lost.
See?
Yeah, and then he gets to be mayor anyways. How does that work?
Yeah, but he's totally neutered.
Yeah.
And his mother-in-law is running things.
Yeah.
And the woman he wanted to have a baby with ran off with the sneaky feline that is Elvis.
Yeah, man, what a turn. Feel bad for the guy.
Do you?
Yeah, he's in a freaking wheelchair now. He just wanted to be mayor, but he's like a self-sabotaging guy.
But he voted for Trump.
So? What does that
Wait,
mean?
so you're saying it's okay to care for people who voted for Trump?
Yeah, because I know
well, like, obviously,
our parents voted for Trump.
Our parents, yes.
So you're saying you have empathy for Walking's character then?
I do,
Exactly.
yeah, I do. I didn't say he was a bad guy. But
I
he's
disagree
trying-
with choices he's made.
Yeah, I disagree with
Superman
choices.
taught me that, it's kind of your choices that matter. It's not really like if you're wearing this hat or that hat kind of thing. Or just, who did you vote for last time? It could be other choices you've made, such as not shooting your neighbor.
Yeah, but he shoots his neighbor and his neighbor's son. Yeah, it's terrible.
Do you think they deserved it a little bit because they kept harassing him about, his wife doinking, and he didn't supposedly doink Emma Stone? And it's gross because they're both 50-year-old men, and she's in her late 30s, and this is like kind of classic movie Hollywood shit.
Well, I would argue Pedro's son is doing a lot more of the work because he's not bringing it up to him every
So
time.
he deserved to die, you say?
No. Why would, just because they're bringing it up that you have a shitty relationship with your wife? No,
My
it doesn't.
dad doinked your wife, and then you end up dead?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Eh.
What, you think they deserve that? They
I'm
didn't even go
saying-
that far.
It's a form of asking for it. I'm not.
Whoa.
I think it
Hot
was
take.
wrong for Chris Rock to be hit. I think it was wrong for Joe to murder Ted's son. I'm saying I understand how the decision was made. The movie made me empathize with Patrick Bateman. Actually, no. This movie made me empathize with Joe. I never empathize with Patrick Bateman, now that I think about it. I am never empathizing with Patrick Bateman. I empathize with Joe. And I can follow Patrick Bateman, and because I empathize with Joe, it was actually more interesting to follow him than it was Patrick Bateman. This was much like the movie Bernie. Bernie,
I haven't
like
seen
my
it.
whole... Jack Black plays a real person who murdered an older woman that he moved in with.
Oh, wait, yeah, I did see this movie.
Yeah, it's Shirley MacLaine. I believe she was nominated for a Golden Globe. It's Richard Linklater, and he did a very similar process to Ari Aster, where he cast actual people from the town in the movie, whereas Ari based characters off of people he did interviews with when he was back in New Mexico during COVID. Hey, I'm making a big Hollywood movie.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't the Bernie comparison help you enjoy this movie more?
No, I didn't.
Damn it!
Well, I just felt like Eddington, it didn't have that Ari Aster kind of feel to it, Like, we're watching Hereditary, and there's so much unease in this movie. So tense.
I disagree.
Yeah?
Why?
The whole protest scene when they're trying to stop the protest. I was fucking anxious the whole time
Why?
because I felt like something was gonna blow up,
Like a
figuratively.
bomb going off?
Yeah.
And then a bomb goes off in a different scene, not that one. And
Nice pivot.
I don't know. I'm just saying that I appreciate that point, and it was funny because I can't remember which interviewer I heard. Oh, it was Sean talk about how he thought some of the protest stuff was handheld, and it was on a crane or some kind of attached gimbal kind of thing. And I imagine coordinating people in that kind of making it seem like a bunch of random people are at a protest in a small budget movie, and this is, small budget in comparison to Superman or Fantastic Four.
How much was their budget?
10? 20? Less than?
It's 25 mil, I think I looked.
Oh, okay.
wow.
Well, this is still one of his blank check movies, and there's an argument that to be taken seriously, you need to go political. And I truly think that he showed a level of decorousness to both sides while, lampooning them and mocking the fears he probably shared from both sides.
No, I don't feel like he did that much.
You empathized with Joe, who you
but
agree voted for Trump, and probably more on he's more like a Trump person than most characters you see in most movies. It's kind of like...
I mean, they paint that real quick in the interview when he tells people that we have guns come into our homes. They literally paint that picture.
Yeah, that is the red side, that is the gun side, although there are people who would vote blue, not no matter who, but who would also be like, no, I'm pro-gun. Joe Rogan, Bill Maher would be pro-gun people who, have voted Democrat more often than they voted Republican, just as examples. I wish I knew other celebrities that I could name like that. Kelsey Grammer has only voted for Republicans, I imagine. I don't know.
that's not important.
It is.
No, it's not important who the celebrities vote for.
No, it's not important who the celebrities vote for, but it is important to try and identify what the movie is commenting on. And I think there is a type of American that most movies do not have empathy for. The middle American who leads right.
Yeah, I agree with that, yeah.
And this movie did, so it's unique in that way, also being a Western.
Yeah, but do I feel sad for him, or do I...
He makes wrong choices, clearly.
Yeah, because he's self-sabotaging.
Yeah.
And what happens in a week, right? The whole movie is like 2 or 3 days? I mean, not even that long, yeah.
I make no excuses for the clearly wrong choices he made to murder people, use his public office to run for mayor, a different, office than he is. Like, clearly that was wrong, and to use his deputy's time to, clearly he did several things wrong. I forgave him in the moment because it seemed to come from clear ignorance and a lack of civics education, probably.
Sure, but he does a lot of stuff wrong, though. Like, even trying to put the blame on the black guy, on Michael. That's crazy.
Goes from promoting him because of the familial connection they had, which shows you why Ari Aster is always like, fuck families. It's always fucked up families. Like, the sister kills the family in Midsommar. Clearly the family's fucked up in Hereditary. Clearly, Bo has a fucked up relationship with his family.
Yeah.
And so he goes from being, hey, I worked under your dad, so I'm going to promote you. And then to, this guy can be the scapegoat for my malfeasance. And then, oops, so did he come back to life at the end?
Yeah, he's alive, yeah.
So he's alive. He blew up, but he didn't
yeah.
die. And then the global elite private plane people remade him and made him a sniper to kill him? Well, because he shoots at him after he gets blown up, right?
No.
How do you know he's alive? How do you know Michael's alive after he gets blown up?
Well, he shows up at the end of the ceremony.
Well, yeah, but Joe walks up to the body and his eyes move.
Yeah.
He's conscious.
Okay. And who saves him, though?
I don't know.
You don't see that. He's just in the next scene and he's the sheriff.
Well, do you think we debated this movie enough?
No, I think it's a complicated movie that
It's very complicated.
is going to take 5 years from now. How this movie is seen will be more interesting than its box office run right now, because I don't think the average person wants to engage with this type of material. It would be interesting to see if, because of it not being horror, it gets recognized in like a Golden Globe sense or something that elevates it more towards the end of the year. And I'm not a prognosticator by profession. I'm just a guy sitting in a fold-up chair who argues in my Mank Ave with my brother and esteemed guests like MovieManT, who's got a sweet hat. Remember when I got Mrs. Farx to tell the hat story?
Yeah.
She said she wasn't. Kirkland hadn't heard the story yet. And it's like weird. Like, we were on vacation and my sister's in-laws, wanted to buy me a hat, and I think that's lovely. And I wish she'd almost. Now we got to get her a hat, just to like. But she wouldn't wear it. She doesn't wear hats.
Is she a hat person?
Like she's a cap person.
Cap?
Yeah,
like a baseball cap.
A utilitarian cap in the right occasion, like to guard your face from sun. Sure, but these are Texas people. They're in sun much more regularly and differently than Minnesota people. Excuse me, Upper Midwest people who happen to be filmmakers and bait movies.
Do you think this movie will have more discourse than Civil War did?
No, because Civil War did so much better financially. So Civil War is going to be the movie that we hear about again in 10 years, even though it wasn't lauded with the industry awards at the end of last year. So that's what could make the difference here and often I feel is a good use of the
more or less,
awards.
I guess, more or less the discourse of, like, it didn't pick a side. I've been seeing a lot of that. It's bringing back the Civil War convos.
Well, Civil War didn't even have an interest in talking about partisan politics. It wasn't political as much as it was practical.
And this movie did the opposite, essentially, but it still didn't pick a side, and it seems like a lot of people are discoursed about it not picking a side. No, I know. I just thought I'd bring that up as a debate topic, but I don't really have a side, but it's funny to me.
You're right, and I agree with you. The problem is that I like that because I'm a contrarian who usually disagrees with both sides, and my closest friends, families, and allies would say what I do with them the most is disagree.
Wow.
You don't think so?
No, it's true. Yeah, you disagree on that. We can agree on that, though.
See? Progress.
Yeah.
I'm a progressive disagreeer.
Progressive disagreeer. Is that your slogan?
Yes.
You running for council?
Thought about it. No.
Mayor of Eddington?
I would not want to run for mayor of Eddington. This movie kind of made politics seem even sillier. Just to date the bait, the current mayor lost his party's convention locally in Minneapolis to a Democrat socialist. And here's where the civics education is bad, kids. You already live in a democratic socialist world for some things. The bus, the parks, some of the public schools, the roads. That's democratic socialism. You agreed to, say, we're going to make this thing that benefits everyone, but not everyone equally contributed to it, but everyone's going to equally benefit from it. And the, neoliberal capitalist mayor might have to make a counter-argument to that, and I'm super curious to see how that goes.
When would he make a counter-argument?
Before the election in November of this year.
Oh.
There's a mayoral election in the city we sit in the Upper Midwest, where we sit. It's filmmakers, and instead of getting involved in politics, I rededicate myself to filmmaking.
Yeah.
Once and forever and always, because it's the best job one can have. Podcaster is supplementary to it.
I think it's a great sentiment. I think it's a great place to end it.
Well, Kirk, is this movie a Western?
Yeah, it's a Western. I've learned one thing.
Fuck you, Kirk! It's a Western! I'm gonna take out my cell phone. It's a gun. Snapchat, bitch! I don't even use that.
All right, catch us in our next debate. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening. For more JK Productions, find us on Instagram at JK Productions Team and on Facebook, JK Productions MN.